Okay. Mic check 1 2 1 2. I am the Y2K Collector, and I'm going to be coming at you with a few videos over this weekend. I have some material that I wanted to get out, some games that I wanted to talk about. I'm still doing my PlayStation series where I'm going through my collection, and I broke them down into a few different categories. I started with the alternatives. I went to the shovelware. I covered the low tier games in the last episode, and on this next up and coming episode, which I'll probably drop tomorrow, I'll be going through more of the mid tier games that I have, and then the last episode will be my top tier games. So very excited about the mid tier games that I'll be going over in episode 4 of that PlayStation 1 series. And you're going to see a few games that I've mentioned before, everything from the Breath of Fire series, a bunch of fighters, even some cool shmups. So really excited about that. But what I wanted to talk about today on this Friday is 12 shmups that you would want to get if you own a PlayStation Vita. So 12 shmups on the Vita that I think are shmups that if you own a Vita and you love that genre of video games, you should definitely take a look at those. It's been a while since I've spoken about the Vita, and so I figured I'd share some of those with you today. And so not a super long video, but definitely 12 games that I think you should look into if you like. So let's go ahead and get it started. First one up is going to be Ice Cream Surfer. So this is an import game here for the Vita. It's one of these shmups where, as you can see, the young guy there, he's flying on an ice cream cone. And this is a very interesting shmup. I haven't had a chance to dive into it yet, but I saw it, and I'm not really into cute 'em ups. I know like the most popular cute 'em up I think is Twin B. There are other few really popular cute 'em ups. I think even the Cotton series would be considered like a cute 'em up. But this is an interesting cute 'em up shmup game that we have here, and it is I'm not sure if it's exclusive to the Vita. Haven't checked that, but this is definitely one that I wanted to check out. And this isn't very expensive at all. I think you can get this for about $19, sealed in box. So definitely check out Ice Cream Surfer. Okay, next up, we have a limited run release here, and that is going to be Super Hydora. Right, so this is pretty much a classic looking shmup. This one reminds me of Thunder Force 2. Just the cover, so I think it's pretty cool there. And as you can see, you've got some screenshots of the gameplay there. Sorry, this light that I have is pretty bright, but yeah, you got some screenshots there of the gameplay, and it's a pretty cool looking shmup. Limited run, definitely one you'll want to check out on the Vita. Next up is going to be one that we're all pretty familiar with, Darius Burst. This is a shmup that you can get in a number of ways. There are a ton of Darius compilations. I think you've got those on the Switch. There's Darius, if you're into like more retro gaming, you've got Darius on the PlayStation, Darius on the Sega Saturn. So there's a number of ways you can play Darius, but I thought the Vita, this Vita version is actually pretty great. Chronicle Saviors, and I believe there's a few different Darius games here. You get some bonus games, so this is a cool one for the Vita. If you're interested in shmups on the Vita, Darius Burst is definitely one that I would recommend you check out. Okay, then next up we have Aqua Kitty DX. So this one was pretty popular when it first came out. Pretty much just like an underwater shoot 'em up. Kind of reminds me of In the Hunt in a way. In the Hunt is a game that came out for the PlayStation as well as the Sega Saturn, and it's pretty much an underwater shmup. And that's what this reminds me of. So pretty cool looking one. Aqua Kitty. You can download this game as well, so definitely check that out. But this is one that you'll want to look into for the Vita. Okay, next one up that we have here is Vasara Collection. Now this is an old school shmup from the 90s that they brought back. It's available on the Switch, but it's also available on the Vita, and this was brought to us by Strictly Limited Games. And this is just a pretty cool vertical scrolling shmup. If you're into those, this takes you right back to the arcade, and you can enjoy that on your Vita. So definitely check out Vasara Collection. The next that we have here is another East Asia soft release. This is Soldner X2. So this is a pretty cool looking shmup. Again, not much to say. You know, most shmups are pretty much the same. You have a fighter, you have your main gun, which can probably be alternated between a spread shot and a more focused shot that deals more damage. In most cases, you get a bomb or some type of super move that you have to charge up, and you're just evading a wide spray of bullets. So, and that's what I like about shmups. It just forces you to be quick on your feet and react quickly. Here we have another one, Gundamoniums. This one's very interesting looking. I was very glad when I got this for the Vita. Just a very interesting looking game, and the graphics on this shmup are great for the Vita. Very colorful. In some ways, kind of reminds me of Cotton, but a very interesting looking game. This was released by Strictly Limited, as you could see there. It's a pretty good looking shmup there. So check that out, Gundamoniums. The next one up that we have here is Skyforce Anniversary. This one kind of reminds me of, you know, all those 1945, 1942 games. Just way better graphics. Very cool game. Check it out on the Vita. Skyforce Anniversary. Very cool looking game. And then for these last few shmups, these are the I guess the limited editions, because I wasn't able to find these in a regular format or in their standard edition. But first one up is Habroxia 2. This is another cool retro, kind of reminds me of like a NES type of shmup. Very cool looking shmup here. Got the limited edition just because I don't even know if there is a standard edition for this game, but saw this one for pretty cheap, picked it up. And finding part one, finding just Habroxia is very difficult to find for me. I've been looking for it for some time. Hopefully I can get my hands on it. Next one up is Astro Aqua Kitty. So this is pretty much just Aqua Kitty, just in space. So new characters, new boards, new levels, and just another fun shmup experience on the Vita for you to check out. Limited edition here. So this is one you'll want to check out. Next up, we have Taco Tan. This is another one that kind of reminds me of In the Hunt. Limited edition here, kind of like that underwater shmup feel. Pretty cool looking one. Definitely excited to dive into that. And these are all shmups that you can easily pick up. They're still available. They're not like extremely rare or extremely hard to get. So that's the cool thing about the Vita, is that you can still get games for fair prices. Next up, we have Task Force Campus. So this is another pretty cool, colorful shmup. Like the graphics, the way the graphics look on this one. Cool characters, cool levels. Just another classic shmup. One that you'll definitely want to check out on the Vita. And then last but not least, you have Easy Striker. So this is another shmup here. This is more your traditional shmup here. A little bit more serious. Not so much a cute 'em up shmup, but you know, this is where you got like bullet hell, right? So you got to deal with that. Got some pretty cool ships on here. Got some pretty cool boards, some pretty cool levels. So yeah, Easy Striker, check that out. And that is on the Vita. And that does it. That wraps up the 12 shmups that I think you'll want to grab for the Vita. The Vita is a very popular system at the moment. A lot of folks are trying to bolster their collection for the Vita and get all the games that they want before it's, you know, it becomes even harder for you to get your hands on it. I know we had that scare last year, or maybe it was even this year, where it was mentioned that the PlayStation Store was closing and that folks would no longer have access to a lot of these games online, and that just drove everyone to go after the physical copies, not just for the Vita, but also for systems like the PSP, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. And so you're seeing a real big draw to those consoles, to those systems, to those games. I mean, Nintendo has a diehard fan base that will always be around, but I feel like the energy and attention towards other consoles like PlayStation and Xbox, I feel like a lot of times, you know, the energy and emphasis around those consoles kind of fades. You know, it comes in waves. It comes and goes in waves. So right now, the PS Vita, PS3, PlayStation 2, just PlayStation is very hot right now. So I would definitely encourage you to check out any of the games that you want. Just go after the games that you want. Doesn't mean you need to go buy everything. Doesn't mean you need to go buy every game for the console. But if you like a particular genre, if you like certain types of games, I say definitely go out and grab them up before they become very difficult to get. And that does it for the 12 shmups for the PlayStation Vita. Let me know what shmups you have or what shmups you like for the Vita down in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video. Again, I am the Y2K Collector. Thanks for checking me out. Have a good one.